didn't like the way that sounded, but it should work. So I'm going to get a Jorgensen clamp on that corner and pull it in that direction just a hair. Alright, I think I've got that where I want it. So let's put the jig back on here. Okay, that's not going anywhere now. Now these I'm going to have to compensate for this angle somehow. I got my jig set up so that it's flush to this face, and I'll be drilling a perpendicular hole to this piece of plywood, and then it's going to be slightly angled going into that piece of hardwood. So with this being flush to the corner, this hole is in line with this one, and I should be just fine. Now my depth is not going to be quite as deep because it's jacked up a little bit here, but it should be okay. I'm really not looking for this to add much strength. I'm more or less looking for it to just hold it in place and be a little bit decorative, I guess. So let's see what happens here. Yeah, we should be all right. I had this block in here to take up that space and that shim to keep me just away from the edge of this. And that looks good. And I'm just going to keep pinning these as I go along. Make sure things don't move on me. And that looks nice in line. I'll split the difference, do the rest of them, and then I'll come back. All right, I worked my way to the opposite corner that I started on the top side. And the frame, you can see, is hanging over the edge. So I've got to compensate for that with my jig here and keep that away from that edge by that about that same amount, so that I stay in line with the one in the middle up here. So I'm Pretty confident that that's going to be just fine. So I'll drill this one. Alright, success. I got a nice pattern here. Things are in line. The top and bottom dowel, top row and bottom row are also in line. So I'm very happy with the way that worked. Now I'm going to stand this up, slide the doors in, take a look at it. Alright, got the second frame on, and that works just as well as the other side. So we're good to go here. I got some final trimming to do, but I won't do that until I get these glued in place. And a little nick right there, oh well. I like the way it looks. Okay, I'm gonna use these homemade dowels that I made out of cherry. This one here is kind of a slip fit, and some of these are fairly tight. That one I can push in with my thumb. And that one there I can push in. So I'm not going to rely on the glue in the dowel joint, or the dowel mortise to hold this in place. I'm just going to rely on the glue along the frame itself, and these I'll just basically hammer home like nails. These two I may put a little glue in here just to give it a little more grip. But that's what I'm going to do with these. So once I get things glued up on both pieces, I've got to get this thing out a little bit further. I can see that. I'm going to put some dogs behind it so that I can pound against this. But that's going to be my method to install these. These were the drops from these pieces that I cut here. So I just split them down the middle, and they came in handy for clamping cauls on this part. Down at the bottom I just put a light pressure on there. I didn't want to damage that corner. But because those dowels are in there, this wasn't sliding around and stayed put. I was mainly concerned about the edges. So I've got good clamp pressure on all of that. I'm going to take it off, take the clamps off now, and then start to clean it up. To say that I don't know, mediocre over this project, I guess I'll put it, would be putting it mildly. I liked some of the things that I did that did turn out, like these face frames. They turned out really nice. I like this detail with the cherry dowels. I didn't like what I did to the top. That kind of sucked, but learned something, I guess. This side is good. That side's horrible. These sides are, they're not the greatest either. And if I had to do this over again, I would not use that router method again. I would just hand plane them and sand them flush. Get them close with a hand plane and finish up with a sander. But like I said, this is shop furniture, so I can stand the mistakes that I made, doing that. This side is much better than this one. Flip this around. I gotta put the other doors in anyway. I got some chip out. I guess it was on the other side on the bottom rail. But this side looks pretty good. Got a little chip out right here as well. So let me throw these doors in. All in all, I'd probably give this about a C, maybe a C plus, but I learned a lot making this project. That's the main thing. So if you can come away with that, why, you're in good shape, I think. Luckily, I won't be looking at this top because it'll be hidden underneath there. Let me throw it in the sander quick. I'm going to bolt it down to it, but let me just drop it in there and we'll see how it looks. Bolted in and ready to go. Just a couple carriage bolts. And that makes all the difference. Nice and solid. It'll provide some nice storage. Thanks for watching.